Salt Lake Airport prior to going to Quincy, Illinois to represent Grandpa Partridge. Eddie and Lisa and Kaylin and I are going back to the Quincy celebration. Got invited back. This is just to show that Rick and Pam were with us for dinner. We should have taken video there, but we didn't.
You guys got phone numbers for where your
Yes, but
Now we're back from eating dinner at the Sizzler. Now we're going to go in the airport. Just waiting for the airplane, waiting for Eddie to show up.
I think you can when your dad and I sleep.
When are we cleaning?
That's what I told him. I don't know if the hotel This is the one I'm doing. I don't know if the hotel.
There's Eddie.
How did you do that? I ran fast. What were you? And you parked in long term? You bet, all the way out there. It's hard to believe.
A or B?
How are you?
A or B, Ed?
I'm in A.
Yeah.
Which,
K3.
K3 for K93. We're in St. Louis now, just walking down the jetway, headed to the baggage claim. We're now at Sawyer Creek, just south of Hannibal. Lisa wanted to get a Christmas ornament for her tree, so we stopped here before going up to Quincy. Hi, Eddie. Here, let's get you with the river in the background. Eddie with the Mississippi River in the background.
Mississippi River.
Where Abraham Lincoln floated down on a flatboat one time.
Yep.
Eddie and I are just out here looking around while Caitlin and Lisa are in buying a Christmas ornament.
Didn't we eat here one time?
Yes, we did. When we came out here on the Cousins trip in '96. This is Peggy's Costumes here in Quincy, where we're getting our costumes to walk across the bridge with tomorrow. So have you talked to anybody?
Yep. That's it. And for yours, goes around the waist. And gloves. I have full bonnets. Outfits. Straw bonnets, so you won't. Yes.
This is Matt in the costume shop with the gal who's been
Did you guys already try yours on?
doing this costume. We're confident that they're gonna be great.
Yeah, I think they're good.
Look at you, Dad.
Doesn't he look spiffy?
He does look spiffy.
You guys are gonna look so nice together. If you should get it.
You look cool.
The straw one was. Is that what you have, Megan? No, the straw one's too small. So what we're gonna do is put on.
Oh, they're perfect.
Okay, it's not one of these ones. No, but I think the black one.
It's in the costume.
We're here at the Nauvoo Burial Grounds, the old Nauvoo Burial Grounds, where we did Grandpa Partridge's memorial. Be 2 years ago this coming August. That's Lisa and Kaylin and Eddie walking down the path.
He's not moving too far.
Oh, don't.
I already kicked a rocket.
Test rib, see if it goes. Oh, there you go.
feast, which we did 2 years ago. Next month in August, we had President Farson come out and dedicate it. We have other video that shows it. But Eddie and Kaylin and Lisa and I are here for the Quincy celebration that we're going to tomorrow, where they commemorate the saints coming into Illinois out of Missouri. This is Friday, and so we've come up here to spend a little time in Nauvoo prior to the celebration tomorrow. We've noticed that they placed a couple new headstones in here by descendants of the people who are buried here. Just wandering through the burial ground a little.
All right.
We're still here in the burial ground. We were just chatting about experience I had before we did the monument for Grandpa Partridge. It was about on this spot 3 years ago in June that we came on a cousin's trip, and we visited here, and after everybody had kind of walked down the trail, I was lingering behind, standing about in this place, and had a very strong impression come over me, and I had the sense that it was Grandpa Partridge. I don't know that I could verify that, but that was the impression that I had. And at the time I thought that he was kind of expressing gratitude because we have the Memorial Day breakfast every year in Oak City, and just that we have done research and we kind of try to keep his memory alive in the family, and that he was very grateful for that, which I'm sure he is. But I stood here for a moment and just felt the presence of someone next to me. Very, very strong, but I saw nothing and heard nothing. But I kind of turned to the side like this and acknowledged that somebody was there. And then I started to walk down the trail, and I just could tell that somebody was watching me. It was just one of those feelings, you know, like you have when somebody might be watching you. And so I turned around and looked back and kind of said goodbye, but saw nothing and heard nothing. And at the time, again, I'm not sure I really knew what the circumstance was, but that was June of '96, and by January of '97, Uncle George and I were in President Faust's office, acting under his direction to proceed to do this monument that we were just taking a video of.
Which was about 7 months later.
That's right. Anyway, so now as we look back, we started that project in January and finished it the end of August of '97, and I think that maybe the impression had to do with the upcoming events, which I didn't know at the time. And just one little short take that as I've thought about it today, thinking back on the experience and Grandpa Partridge's influence, and again reiterating that it was probably him that was here that day. We got to a point in doing the monument about April of '97 that it looked like the first presidency was going to put a hold on, you know, getting things accomplished. And Uncle Jim indicated that he wanted plats of the cemetery and the surrounding country, and I called Bryce Finlinson, who was here on a mission with his wife Edith, and told him what we needed. And then he indicated that President Hinckley would be out here to dedicate a gazebo that they had built down on the edge of the river on Parley Street. So he wanted me to talk to Az, as he called him, and
Who was Uncle Jim?
yeah, President Faust, and see if he'd talk to President Hinckley about maybe while he was here he could come and pick out the spot where we could do the monument, because that was a big focal point for us at the time, was getting permission as to exactly where to put it. President Faust tells a story that as he approached President Hinckley, his reply was that he didn't think he would have the time to come here because he'd only be here for a couple of hours and he just didn't know how he could do it. And Uncle Jim said, well, if you just get this overwhelming feeling, perhaps you could go there and decide where we should put that. The next thing, I called Bryce after I knew President Hinckley had been here and asked if he knew whether or not he'd come to the old Nauvoo burial ground, and he did not know. Anyway, a few days later,
Bryce didn't know if President Hinckley had been
actually
here.
visited here. That's true. He dedicated the gazebo and then gone on to winter quarters to dedicate the new visitor center. A little while later, after President Hinckley had returned, Uncle Jim called and said he had pictures of President Hinckley standing over there by the old tree stump, standing and going like this,
Oops.
indicating where,
What, didn't he have one where he was pointing?
well, he was like this. I've still got the pictures, but he just kind of stood there and went like this, and it was an indication that this is where the monument would go, which is over there. And I think we knew then that we were going to accomplish what we'd set out to do, that there were those on the other side that had a great interest that this would be done, that they could get the president of the church to take a moment and come here and pick out the site, which saved us a lot of time and made it possible for us to get done when we did. So anyway, we just wanted to put that on record for
posterity. And there's the monument over there, and the stump is right there in front of the monument.
Okay. We're now at the convention center here in Quincy as we're getting ready to do the walk across the bridge ceremony. People are gathering to be shuttled across. So we'll take more pictures when we get over there to the gathering point.
Okay, yeah. Here we are.
We're here in West Quincy getting ready for the 160-year commemoration celebration of the Saints going into Quincy after being driven out of Missouri. We're representing Edward Partridge's family, getting ready to walk across the bridge and participate in the activities that they have assigned for us today.
There's Kellyanne and Matt. We were the first ones from the Partridge family here. There's Eddie. He's the young man. There's some of the folks, some of the elders. Playing the harmonica.
Certainly see the wisdom of hats like this. They were wearing them for comfort, not for beauty, because before the day is done, you pull it clear down over here, so all you had was a little fellow pulling it out.
How old are you now?
I am 40 years old.
I'm 43.
21.
Tell about where you come from.
Where do I come from?
Australia.
Oh, I just got back from Australia about 2 weeks ago from my mission. So,
How old are you, Matt?
I'm 46, almost 47.
Can we take a picture here?
which one you hit now? I don't know yet. Wonder one they ever give me. Oh, yes.
Let me see the card.
We went up to Kirkland. This took a
This-
big family group up
Let's
there.
go back. No, the bus is
Yeah, a lot on knowing where these
This
were.
is Ron Romig.
that pertain directly.
What did he say, Eddie?
He's an archive director for the RLDS Church. He's talking to us about Grandpa
Eddie, you
Partridge.
could go.
No, they're not going
he's
back.
going back.
Oh.
Well, that's good.
That's very cool. I'm so glad to know. You know, we knew.
Well,
They're gathering all the captains together for instructions.
Captain.
We're lining up on the road now to go walking. They're putting everybody in alphabetical order.
He's adopted grandparents, adopted Partridge. We can go. These really helpful then.
She's still working Carol Lyman.
Would you mind taking a picture for us?
This is your adopted
well, he came over. They needed a family to be there.
We're just waiting in line. We've got Dilworth and Carly Lyman with us and some of their
Aunt Carly.
Aunt Carly.
Say hello, Aunt Carly.
We'll take this home to Oak City and show your kids.
I just talked to Darla. It was her birthday day before yesterday. She was having her family reunion up at Canyon, and the kids were growing up, so they were home.
Well, I said to Jeff, I'll call Greg and Dawn and see if
Just Katie and Lorraine practicing dancing. While we're waiting, it's about 25 to 10, so we got another 25 minutes before we start the track. And it's getting pretty warm. It's supposed to be 98 degrees today with about that much humidity. So the heat factor will be nice and toasty.
It's been fun. It's been fun to be around there. Oh, it's been neat.
This is looking east into Quincy. This is the beginning of the line. Descendants of the different families. The back of the line would be the Woodruff family, I'd guess. This is looking west. I guess we're actually in Missouri right now.
From Grandpa Partridge's bed.
One more time.
This is Matt in his vest made out of the bed curtains from Grandpa Partridge's bed. When they still had money in Painesville.
If you look right here, this rip on the knee, that happened when they took Grandpa Partridge out at Independence and did the tar and he ripped his pants.
But he got all
We
the
used
tar
the
out.
Lysol and got the tar out. So the pants are in pretty good condition, except for the tear. Couple little Pioneer replica children.
Like a motley crew. Look sharp. As you march across there, everybody look sharp. There you go. Nation and shore be the hour of redemption will
Hi, I'm Brother Larry Davis from Quincy. Welcome.
Thank you. He's our team leader.
I am your team leader.
Walking across the bridge.
This is the bridge we're going across, looking into Quincy.
Oh, you'll probably not be going to the east, though.
Well, we were down in Hannibal and we came. Gosh, well, that's come early, huh?
Yeah.
The
Come
church.
Come early and get ready.
That's radical. Hello. Well, we're coming into Quincy.
About a month later.
You guys need to hold up and wait for us old people.
Where's your husband?
He's on the wagon down there.
Oh, okay. Well, when you had
Remember that, you know what I thought they told us? I thought they said the shuttle
I mean,
bring us
if you look at big things,
Washington Park.
there's no difference between Christians and Mormons.
Right.
And I would not go to a Christian and say, you need to... Because it's not the Mormon part of us that brings us close to God. It's the God part of us that brings us close to God.
What's your name?
Christina Marie Hughes, huh?
all right.
You a member of the Morley family, or?
Actually,
Busloads all the way from Salt Lake City.
This is the mayor of Quincy.
All of the friends we've made in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Welcome to all of you. I'm very honored. We have with us today a wonderful combination choir. We have the historic Nauvoo missionary choir. We have our great Quincy Sin Liberty in America as a dream for those seeking refuge. We're going to have a reenactment that will proceed immediately following the song. We'll hear from Michael Trapp, who's going to portray James Mulholland. And Michael helped us put together a lot of the historical research that is the basis for this reenactment. I'm very privileged and honored to be able to portray
This is the missionary choir.
I think missionary and community.
That's their choir, girl. What so you can hear in the video.
just as welcome in 1999 as you were in 1839, and our hospitality is always there. We want you to know that all the doors in the city of Quincy are always open to all the members of your church, and we appreciate everything you've done to be our partner in this celebration. It's my privilege and honor to present to you the key to the city of Quincy. Welcome to Quincy.
The presentation that Lieutenant is the area president. We're here in Alton, Illinois Cemetery looking around to see if we could find some of children's graves of Henry Roper and Marianne Grayson's children who died when they were here, as we recall, after they arrived in St. Louis. So we're just going to look around and see what we can find. Well, we haven't found much, but Kaylin did talk to a psychic, but we're not sure that his information was very helpful. But there are a lot of gravestones where there's nothing that we can read on them. Very few that we can find that stem back in the 1840s. It's a beautiful cemetery with giant trees. We're down at the Gateway Arch in St. Louis now. We didn't find any graves that we could recognize at that cemetery now.
My goodness.
You can see it goes way up there. Those little windows. Lisa and Kaylin going down to the Mississippi River front. Is that what they said, Eddie?
What's that?
Is it warm?
Very warm.
Going up towards the archway.
How pretty that is.
Oh, yeah.
So you get in the underground, I bet, huh?
Downtown St. Louis. Guess it's downtown.
Going up there?
No.
I didn't want to have to stay down.
There's a whole city under here, isn't it?
It's down underneath the arch. We're now about 4:45 Monday morning.
Good.
All done with our trip. Getting ready to go get on the shuttle to go to the airport. It's been a great trip.
Okay, Eddie, start talking.
What am I talking about?
Well, what did you get?
I got a Jeep.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'm taking it apart. It's a 95 Jeep Wrangler.
Look at me. Okay, now tell me about it.
It's a 95 Jeep Wrangler.
Mom, can I go in my parking spot?
82,000 miles. Got it for $8,200.
And what's the date?
What? Today is the 29th.
9th?
29.
Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out how to take it all apart. There's a whole bunch of buttons up here. Yeah. Well, see those? Yeah, they snap off. front.
This is in Fort Heights. This is a Saturday, 31st. Kayla and I are getting ready to go to her class reunion in Rexburg, but the kids are here cleaning their cars. This is Eddie's Jeep that he just bought. It's a 95 Wrangler. So he's doing the mass cleaning. The 86 Toyota that Daniel drives. We bought from Brandon Barlow, who's on a mission in Sydney, Australia. There's Murray cleaning tar off from the 98 Contour. It's the 99 Explorer and the 97 Taurus. Cramp.
On my knee. So I pull it out of something every day.
Tubes are all hooked up.
Oh, this thing's not down. Do you have the fluid in there?
Are you taking the video camera with you?
I'm gonna put half the solution.
You're wanting to take some video of something.
I was thinking about it.
Of what?
Me and Natalie and Kirsten.
None of them have a video.
Oh, they probably do, I guess, maybe.
We're in the Man-Wearing Center at Rick's College. This is Kaylin's 25-year class reunion.
I have to push these chairs together.
Yeah, that's
Are we growing like crazy here with my brothers?
is it Ramage?
Yeah, Ramage.
He was a good friend of Jeff's, my brother's.
Don't want to offend all you meat eaters, but we paid good money for these hors d'oeuvres. And, there's no law that says you can't just while you're talking. I mean, just move this way, grab a bite. That table over there is supper. Wife's going to the bathroom. Take your time, it'll be a while. And this will be her 4th time since we've been here. I'm predicting 8. Well, I am so glad to see all of you. It's very, very nice of you to come. Reunions are really not that hard to put together, especially when you do kind of a lame job like that. I wanted to do a little fun thing here. I'm hoping it's going to be fun. And then what I'd like to do is just kind of go around like we did last class. Maybe that will bear with me, because I don't want to work the most capable class in some respects. So here we go. Here we go.
You might be middle-aged if...
Fantasize about polyfitch, and you also know that your urine therapy hasn't worked and you are one sick puppy.
You might be middle-aged
If you have to clip back your ear hair as often as your beard. You grow a thicker beard on your back than on your back. You have to use wire cutters to trim back that pesky mole hair. That's quite a visual one, isn't it? Here we go, ready?
You might be middle-aged if...
Your eyebrows are so thick and out of control that they look like horns from the side. If your current idea of a hot date is a bag of spicy Doritos, 2 liters of Diet Pepsi, and the video Rocky V, and knowing that your wife will be gone until midnight. You remember the good old days when you could stay awake clear after the 10 o'clock amateur set. Speaking of that very last notion there, I came across a magazine article where they offer people middle-aged and specifically referred to high school reunions like a complimentary sample of Viagra. I have no clue why I forgot to send for that. I was going to pass those out tonight, but I thought some people may kind of hoard. You can name at least 5 multi-level marketing programs. Here we go, a penny on the first 4 multi-level businesses, but this one's different. After all, you got into the ground level. Your kids rib you when you bend over to move the lawn sprinkler because you show a plumber. Now that one's a little more kind of male humor, right? You tell your kids that you were a great athlete in high school and that it was really everybody else's fault that we lost those 3 or 4 games. You tell your kids that you wear suspenders because they're in fashion for businessmen, but their real reason is so that your pants don't slip below your gut and drop to your ankles. You might be middle-aged if you used to have to shave only your legs, but now you have to shave your knuckles too. That was a little sick. Well, it gets worse. Your greatest dream for your son has slowly changed from thinking that he might become a doctor to now just hoping that this time he will wear underwear when he appears before the judge. Now, wait a minute. We got to do this together. Here we go. One more time.
You might be middle-aged if...
You remember being a student in high school and hating the principal, the teachers, and the school board. Now you're on the school board and hate the principal, the teachers, and the I was counting on board with me. Uh-oh, there's one at the bottom. Sorry. You remember, I'm crying out loud. I've done that one. Boy, that one hurt.
What happens when you get older?
I feel so exposed.
You might be middle-aged
If you remember getting a kick out of classmates spray painting that stinking Madison High School, now you live in Rexburg and get a kick out of your kids when they spray paint the Sugar High School. If you take sincere pride that we were once called the Sugar Salem Beat. When parenting, you find yourself using phrases our teachers used to say like, "Hey buddy, knock it off or I'll kick along." Nobody else has said that.
You might be middle-aged if...
You find out that your son has taken your prized FFA medal from high school and hammered it into a roach medal. You of using drugs when you were in high school and uses it as evidence a yearbook picture of you from 1974 and says, "Just look at your hair, you must have been on it." If you still love rock and roll and can't wait for the New Year's Eve 2000 pay-per-view broadcast of the Rolling Stones, barely live from the You sometimes find yourself pondering that never-answered metaphysical question, did it really help Ricky a lot when Coach Mortensen made him eat his entire bag of cigarettes when we were in the 9th grade? last two, I swear, but they're so, they just killed me. Now, whether you like them, who cares? But I absolutely died thinking of them. Okay, here we go.
You might be middle-aged if.
If you keep having a recurring nightmare that you're forced to kiss Mrs. Chapman on the lips, and you can feel her mustache.
You might be middle-aged if.
The most exciting thing you have to look forward to all year is that upcoming prospect. I may not be able to use Rex next year. Let's take a minute now to go around and hear from everybody. And I thought we'd start with.
Hello there. Hope all is going well for you and everyone else. Thank you very much for thinking of me at this time. I wish I could make the class reunion. This reunion is the one I really wanted to attend. However, I'm really sorry, but I cannot make it. I am currently, for 11 more months, living in the Portland, Vancouver area, attending graduate school. He's going to be a federal fish cop or something.
That's what it was.
Since the last reunion, I finally followed my heart. I'm going after what I've always wanted. I wanted to do this, but never got on the right path and followed my heart. I have been busy doing other things in my life, but thanks to my wife and her encouragement, I'm fulfilling the dream I've had since childhood. Okay.
Hey, is it too late to just send in a letter and leave?
I'm getting a master's degree in Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and herbs.
I did hear that. I did hear that. I didn't believe it then.
I wish everyone happiness and health. I hope to see at the next reunion. Maybe I can treat some of you so you can feel what it feels like to be relaxed and in harmony with your mind and body with no side effects. Don't let yourself take it.
You know, ironically, pizza does the same thing for me. So centered. So.
I hope you all have a wonderful time. Take care, and best wishes to you all. Jerry Garner, and he's got, looks like we're the write-in sweep or something.
That's what that is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is cool.
Holy cow.
I see. Here's this guy that just.
This is Carla Lloyd's letter.
Oh, by the way, I thought we had a theme meeting for the costume. So I just want to be comfortable here.
He's going to do the hula.
You can still.
I do have to tell you about one time that we were sitting in class, and he believed me when I told him that you could get a buzz from eating 4 of those menthol eucalyptus cough drops. Anyway. Has it really been 25 years? I'm only 29 after all.
You can tell me this from.
Oh, Carla Lloyd's Standage.
Okay. Continue, Paul. Continue.
My, how time has flown. It would have been really great to see you all. This is coming to y'all from the south, if you hadn't noticed. I did try to make arrangements to be there, but she says with only a week's notice I couldn't do it.
Stay in your ground.
I'll miss all the reunion activities, chat, and personal contact, but I hope to learn something of what went on from the reports and individual emails or letters. Steve and I were married in December of 1975, and we spent about 1.5 years in Arizona, then 4 years in the Army, moving to California, Texas, and Kentucky. We both returned to Ricks following Steve's enlistment, and I finally made it through the nursing program and became an RN. Then it was off to BYU for 3 years, followed by a big move to Maryland for a real job, where Steve worked for the Department of Defense. I continued to work part-time and full-time at Holy Cross Hospital in Silver Spring, Maryland, specializing in labor and delivery and newborn ICU. I eventually went back to school part-time and completed my bachelor's degree in nursing in December 1995. After living in Maryland for 10 years, we made another big move to Evans, an Augusta suburb in Georgia. where we've been now for the past 3 years. I'm still working a bit, but spend most of the time at home with my family. We have 5 children. Stephen is 22. He returned home last summer from a mission to Chile. Not Shelley.
When I eat out, I've never once said, "Can you give me a bowl of Chile?" One time.
That's Chile.
Yeah.
This country is Chile.
and is now attending BYU. Michelle is 21, is currently in the MTC getting ready to go to Uruguay for her mission. Julianne is 18. She just graduated from high school and has already made the pilgrimage to BYU and is attending summer term and will continue in the fall. Daniel is 14 and starts high school this fall. He is into scouting and music. And then last but not least is our little Laura. She turned 3 in April and has made our family complete. We send our best wishes to you and all your families. If you're ever in Georgia, be sure to stop by and see us.
Tell us about stuff.
Stuff. I do real estate. We've been married for 25 years. And, my daughter's 23. She just graduated from Fresno State.
What part of California?
Fresno. Well, we're in Auberry above. Central California.
Well, how did you know in California there?
And he went from construction out there. There was a big job going on.
So are you guys still doing?
Took me a while. I kept looking at you going, I know. All these people was taking me.
You know what? I forgot who you were for me.
Yeah, I know that you don't.
That's California.
Everybody.
I was going to wait for a minute later.
Life, you know.
Until you came, did you find the address and stuff of the people you were asking about? Or? I didn't really good on some.
I didn't know how to get over the Tucker at all. I was lost. As far as I know.
Isn't Tucker Adams in Idaho Falls? Or I thought Idaho Falls was hotel.
Roller skating was it?
You're just really Jack hiring a kite about this reunion.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad you came. It's really nice. It's a long nice to come. Okay.
She'll tell you whether you should be afterwards.
I'm Reed Hendricks, and as far as what I do for a living, I'm on church welfare. I am a psychologist here at Rex, and I've worked several places through the last, I don't know how many years, but ended up here at Rex. I've kind of wanted to be here for a long time. And they had a lapse in the interview process that one day. Here I am. This is my wife, Lynette. She's from the Bountiful area. We have 5 children. Our oldest son, Tony, is in Korea. Best to our knowledge, he's in Korea. Because he always writes what town he's in Korean, so that hasn't helped a lot to know where he's at. I think he likes Korea. He eats a lot of kimchi, and I think he has ringworm. Oh. I'm just kidding. That's just a dream I've always had. I have another.
Went to counseling.
We have a daughter here at Ricks College, and another daughter that's a senior here at Madison. Let me tell you what happened on this, because I expect some sympathy. I got this job at Ricks, and we came to look for a house, and I drove my family through Sugar City. And of course, we've been to Sugar City many, many times, but this time we were looking for a house and thinking, and so driving through Sugar City, I said, okay, this is the post office. This is the store. This is the hardware store. And my daughter Jan said, well, where is the mall? Where is the McDonald's? And very soon we had an official veto of living in Sugar City. So we ended up in Rexburg, and I literally just lived a block or so away from college. I have another daughter that's a sophomore in high school and a son that's a 9th grader. And we're really glad to be back in this area and see some of you around. Every once in a while, I passed Shane you twice. And
you passed me?
I certainly have, brother. And we one time.
father's daughters, and yeah, and it's way scary. And sent on a mission to San Francisco just recently, and we've become grandparents and moved into a new house. And so I'm looking forward to planting grass at my house and picking rocks.
Retirement.
And retirement. Looking forward to that. Kevin will be teaching out to the high school this year. He's taught at the junior high for the last bazillion years. And he will be coaching and teaching out this year. And for who knows how long.
Because I think I missed a couple of them only, so I don't know who else coming or not. Catch us up.
I've lived in Salt Lake for the last 20 years. And right now I'm currently working for a doctor's office and I'm in the process of adopting a 10-year-old.
Wow.
That's a ping pong ball. She's a live wire, but she's a cutie.
That is so great.
That's really exciting.
One of my jobs was with Elias.
We're not just great at it, we're great.
Great.
When we found out that my niece was pregnant, I was boo-hooing to a friend. I'm going to be a great aunt. I mean, that sounds a lot older than a grandma.
That's right.
When one of my friends said, "Oh, you're enunciating it wrong. You're going to be a great aunt."
I know that.
I have been around and about a lot. I lived in Idaho Falls for quite a while and married a sailor in Idaho Falls. We moved to Washington State.
Where? Washington.
At Bremerton. And then when he got out of the Navy, we moved to Texas, his home. I left him. And moved to Utah, and I stayed there for a few years, and then I moved to Omaha, Nebraska. Lived there for 7 years, and then decided it was time to come home 4.5 years ago. And I live in Boise now. I work for a computer software company there. I do software testing and customer support.
Yes, Mindy is still a loan officer.
You've been waiting. Is she still something else?
Yeah, I'm still a loan officer.
You just stay away. She's a quality person.
You know? I am a Beehive Credit Union. I have been there about 10 years now. That's been a quick 10 years. I did build a new home 3 years ago. Home ownership, that was new for me. And what a surprise. Not a Beehive.
How was your credit as bad as mine? Next to where you grew up, your family?
Yes, in fact, my brother and sisters were all within a quarter of a mile from each other right there. And I liked four-wheeler. We do that about every weekend we can, and Saturdays, and do a little golfing. Don't do a lot of softball anymore. That's where the oxygen comes in. Oxygen. Shane and I went on a hike, and I had to have oxygen on the side. Yes, sir.
Well, I am still a true blue sugar cinnamon.
Still live on the Moody Highway.
I'm there. I work at school.
What do you do there?
Well, I work at the Kershaw Intermediate. I'm just a Title I aide and whatever they need to do. And then I'm full and I coach JV volleyball and JV softball and this year freshman basketball.
You have a daughter that's on the varsity team, don't you?
Yeah, she'll be a junior this year.
On basketball or volleyball?
Both. I got a boy that's on mission, he'll be back in December, and a boy that just graduated from high school, and I got girls playing basketball, and then I got a younger one that will be in 6th grade.
Barb, that is quite the toenail polish. I can't tell whether it's purple or black.
By our 50th year reunion, by Dad, I'm going to be 180 pounds. Side note. You're going to be partly because I'll be dead. There's no joking about that. Except for those of us that think about death a lot. Is it working? Look at this, you got a whole crowd here.
And they all want to know?
Either that or he's a klutz.
this fellow who, they were rappelling. We got lots of cliffs in the area. Kids go out there and they think they know how to run hooks, and they're rappelling, and he's got his stuff all tied up in the knot, and he can't come up and can't come down, and they go, what do I do now? So they call us, and we go out and we set up our systems, and because we don't want to end up at the bottom of the cliff, we're very safety conscious, and I was elected to go down with the pickoff, so I go down over the edge, and I hook onto the fellow, and then they pull us both up. Well, while we're
Did you bring your polygraph? You got better. See, look at your flesh. See, the truth never is quite as good as it.
See, that's why
Everybody should learn
movies
something
say
from that. Make it
it's
up.
based on a real incident, meaning there was a ship called the Titanic, and yes, it's the same. All the rest of us are wrong.
I wasn't gonna say. No, we don't dare believe him.
I was doing good till she smiled.
She's laughing too.
I guess nearly 800 people in the area. Lisa was born and raised there all her life. My dad was born in the area. My grandparents were born in that area. And I worked for Rush Wellman, who was a company who manufactured beryllium products. I got to tell you, you've heard of Platinum MasterCard and Titanium MasterCard. If you ever see a beryllium MasterCard, that's the kind you get.
Really?
It is. So if the credit union wants to issue a
I see.
get a beryllium one. It would be worth the money.
Of course, you'll be radioactive. But not only does your card glow, but so do you. So it's kind of a nice touch.
Yeah. So I'm
It's a nice benefit.
I'm a maintenance mechanic for Rush Wellman. I fix things and I break things. We have 4 daughters. The oldest will be 21 in November. She works at Media Play in Orem. If you ever in there, next year.
Do you think I can get her to take off that fee for that movie I didn't return?
I'm sure.
Which
She's
one
got
is
lots
it?
of keys.
Which one is it?
Just ask for the boss. No. Jamie will be a senior this year. Joanna starts middle school. And Angie, who's the youngest, is first grade.
First grade. Well, I tell the truth. Now we'll get the real truth about Jeff, all right?
I know lots of things. But I'll tell about our family, and then I think I'll let Matt tell about our business that's been going on. But we have 7 kids. The oldest one just got married 2 weeks ago, a boy. The second one just came home from a mission 2 weeks ago from Australia. The third boy is on a mission in Australia.
Oh, my
And the next one's a daughter, and she's a senior. And I says she's tall and blonde and beautiful. Everything I always wanted to be.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I'll tell you about the second boy that just came home. He's only been home 2 weeks. First thing he did the second day was to get a cell phone. And then he came home a couple of days ago with a Jeep. So that tells you what era we're in. See, let's see, and then the daughter, and then I have 3 more boys, 16 and 12, and a 7-year-old. And that's all I've been doing.
That's enough.
Keeps us busy. Matt, why don't you tell me?
Randy, go in front.
Come on, Randy.
Haven't had a chance yet. The bishop won't let me up. I tried to get to the last reunion when I was in Missouri doing some fun stuff in Branson. See, what was I doing at the time the last reunion was going on baking potatoes in the restaurant.
Oh.
Anyway, what have I been doing? Nothing much. I've been, let's see, since last reunion I've been to Germany. I did that for the military for a while, and I've been to lived in California for a while, worked for Rockwell International.
Where at California?
La Habra. Worked at Downey at Rockwell International until I built the last space shuttle, and then they decided that job was all done, so we decided.
You weren't on that whole Challenger thing, were you?
No. We decided to do that. We went in a clean room, and I wasn't was good, Dad. Okay. My other two, let's see, Stephen loves Air Force stuff, can't send him a bunch of pictures, so he has airplanes hanging all over his room. He's 12, 13, he'll be 13 in October. And my one little girl, Caboose, is 10. Yeah. So that's all 6 of them. And Kelly over here is, one day maybe we might think about getting married. If we bring her kids into it, I'll have 11, so that'll be kind of Woo! Her youngest one is 3. And her oldest one is 12, so I get to go through, and they're girls, and I don't understand that. I have 5 boys, and I got through that part, and now I got girls.
Let me tell you some things about her.
Of course, she's dying to get up there. She's had a bad back.
To
Why she
the Girl Scouts last couple weeks ago. I haven't been the same since. Let's see. We have 8 children. 4 of them are married. We have 6 grandchildren. One of them, our children are in the Navy, and one of our children just gone on mission. Our youngest is still a senior in high school. I've lived here all my life. I haven't been anywhere. I've lived real excited. My son graduated from Madison, and he thinks it's the best place on earth. So there you go. This has been the best time of my life. I'm happy to be this old. I like grandchildren. They're fun and they love me. They don't care if I'm plump. They love me anyway. So it's been a fun time for me. I'm excited about being this age, and my youngest son is going on mission, so I'm rolling out with Gary. Are you still working at Rex?
Did you find out if her UPS man could deliver?
Yeah, that's right. Gary works for UPS. I've been working for Rex for 10 years now.
I'm Shane Hans. I live in New Dell. Still? I'm studying medieval Chinese medicine. U of N. You can come to New Dell if you want. You can go see your wife. You can come to New Dell if you want, but we're hanging on to your wife.
Oh, yes.
We're moving down.
Yeah.
I've lived in New Dell for 25 years, 23 years. What do I tell you? I haven't been anywhere. I lived in Hamer for 5 years, moved back.
Okay, what about your kids?
I have a 21-year-old that's out of Falls. I have a 16-year-old boy that's going to be a junior that's a pain in the butt. I got a...
Hey, you were 16 once, Jake.
He's a good kid.
I just think what I did when I was 16, you can't be a good kid. Don't quit arguing with me. You know, make it work. Let's see, I got Deidre's going to be a freshman in high school. Michael will be in the 5th grade? 6th grade, see, I'm short. And then Birch will be, the youngest one will be in 4th grade, see.
It's good thing you brought this in.
Yeah, I'm self-employed. I own all the rug doctors in southeastern Idaho and western Wyoming, so that's what I do. That's why I pass Reed on the road occasionally. And
That's why if Reed said he passed him, then you've been going 90.
And occasionally I go to Dax Motorsports. That's my money. And I've been the mayor of New Dell for 8 years. I figure I'll stay unless somebody steals my wife and I leave.
More happy about these kids than my own.
Well, I know what you're saying there. I feel the same way. But I got grandkids.
The only part of life, like Peggy said, you can really enjoy a lot. Well, to start out with, I married my husband Dan, who's from South Fremont. In 75, and we proceeded to have Jared on the day of the flood. Our firstborn was born 20 minutes before the floodwaters washed everything out of our basement apartment. So we lost...
and says we gotta pull this.
That's what caused the water.
I should have left Jared out of this.
See if you think this is a good one. We're talking about when the doctor came in and said, wow, did your water break?
Unfortunately, my two uncles beat you on that one. They had already named him Noah before we even got out of the hospital. So anyway, he was born that day, monumental day, saved my life. I would have been in the basement apartment floating out the window because Dan worked in Newdale at that time at Clyde Haas. And I slept in forever being pregnant and I would have been asleep. So my son saved my life. Then we proceeded to join the Air Force. We moved to Denver, Colorado, where Dan went through tech school, and then we transferred to the Great Mojave Desert in California, where we were stationed at George Air Force Base, and I hated the desert, and I hate Joshua trees. And so we got out of the Air Force. We were able to trade time and trade active duty for reserve. So we came back, had our third child here, had our DI child was born in Denver, Colorado, because she cost us $16 in the Air Force. Jared was $1,200. Anyway, so the kids call her the DI baby. Don't let her live it down. Our third one was born here. Dan was going to school after we got out of the Air Force. And then our fourth one was born here after Dan was able to work for Rick's College. And then we decided life was not making ends meet anymore, and so Dan got on with Hill Air Force Base as an air tech reservist down there, which he just retired from this last month, putting in 23 years. So we are retired from that job. He still works for the base, though, on the civilian end of things. Our fourth child was born here. So we have 4 children. Our second child, Corrine, decided to get married at 17. So she and her husband gave us a grandson 2 years later. And we have 2 beautiful grandsons.
Everybody in unison.
And she's expecting.
And that was sincere, by the way.
I know it was,
Don't you
and
think
I
for a minute?
appreciate that. And she's expecting our third grandchild, and it's a little girl. So we've got that all taken care of, and it's a lot of fun. My grandkids just love to come to grandmas and papas.
So I know when we get it.
Reed doesn't know that he got his job here because I gave him a good reference. I've been here at Rick's College for 16 years. But something little that you guys don't know about is they have a tithing rebate since they don't pay us enough. Okay, actually, we have 4 children. Our oldest, is almost 16.
But she could whip my boys in basketball, no problem.
She does love basketball, and she likes boys. And she's fairly studious too.
And she plays the piano.
She plays the piano.
She's well-rounded. She is.
Does she get that from your wife? Or?
Yeah. And the next oldest. By the way, we have 4 children: girl, boy, girl, boy. And Becky's gifted.
By the way, that's my thing.
He's 12, and he actually started to move pipe this year.
He'll be swearing soon.
Anyway, to brag a little bit about Ryan, he really likes wrestling, and a few times done some good things that way. He's really studious too.
Great team.
He's going to be a 7th grader, and he told me this year, Dad, you either sign me up for grade kid football, or I'm going to go and sign my own self up. So, and he wants to play tackle. See, the next oldest
drop one word.
Everybody, come party in March.
You and Jerry.
Yeah. Okay, this guy came into a bar, and the bartender says, "You gotta be really tough to come in here." The guy says, "Well, I think I qualified." I went, "Sugar, no." He says, "No, I was out, and this bear came upon me and bit my arm off." And he says, "I had to catch that bear, grab my other arm, pull it out." And he said, "Then with baling wire, baling pliers, I had to sew it back on." And the guy says, "Man, you really are tough." He says, "You know, all the beers are on me." And the guy says, "All right."
I can shoot that thing.
I'll see they read down.
I've been looking forward to this. I really have for a long time. But my wife and I retired from the Air Force 5 years ago, just before we came to this, to our 20-year reunion. And now I'm doing something else that I really love. I always wanted to be a cop. I'm a cop. I work for the Ada County Sheriff's
He
Department.
doesn't like donut jokes, so do you?
He doesn't eat donuts.
Straight to jail.
Donut jokes? Oh, donut jokes. All right.
I've got a 17-year-old son. He's 17.
Oh.
I just can't believe he's that old.
Oh.
You were right.
17-year-old son, and he just turned 17 2 days ago. And it's hard to believe, I hear you guys with grandkids, good.
We're really old, aren't we?
That's amazing.
Are we?
Some people
Must have held them back a lot.
He's a fireball. My son's mellow as can be. He's not a concern. Well, let me back up. He's a concern. But he's mellow. My daughter is a fireball. I'm scared to death when she gets her driver's license. But by the way, I wish we had been this big when we played football.
Yeah, I would have played line instead of front.
It's not so much that I think you should speak for yourself. But when I think of myself, I am the offensive line. Just me. So, I'll be okay. I don't know what else to say. I worked in the Ada County Jail for 3 years, and that was probably the 3 most miserable years of my life. I hated it. I'm on the street. For 2 years, almost 2 years, I've been out on the street. It's wonderful. I love it. I can give tickets when I want to. I can give warnings when I want to.
Town, you went out riding with Ken, and that's Russ told us was the one that he speaks.
I get paid to do it.
Is this county or city?
Yes, it's county.
I mean, Ken.
It's county. I work for the county, and it's fun. Deal with all our farmers and lights and sirens and everything. Oh, baby. Now, is it Middleton you live in, or Acuna, or it's Middleton?
back row, and everybody's got grandkids and children, and
We haven't been up to
we have each other.
Is there somebody, we got time to stand us sometimes, these two guys?
We have a group for good. Well, Luke, I want you to brag on yourself. We're going to have none of this humility crap.
Yeah. How much money do you have?
That's right.
I'm just asking that.
They owe the credit union $1,500.
That's all.
But you could pay it back in a heartbeat, couldn't you?
No, actually, last time I was here was 10 years, 15 years, 15 years.
10 years ago.
Was it with Farson? Yes, 10 years. Didn't come to the last one because I wasn't married yet. Still not.
That never stopped me.
But, Henrik says there was going to be real good food this time. So. And the dessert's still sitting there. So that's why I came.
Don't worry, we scraped that mold off it and just like that.
No, but after I graduated from Birch College, a long time ago, went to BYU. Liked it better than I thought I would. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I liked Rex, but it was okay. I ended up being at BYU for quite a while. I taught there about 14 years as adjunct faculty, which means that you're beyond, basically. Part-time. Work full-time, considered part-time. So I taught there 14 years Spanish. And I also taught UVSC several years, I don't know how many years, part-time. Because English is a second language. And now I'm teaching at a school in Provo. It's an English as a second language school, which is growing pretty good. I don't know how long I'll be there, but that's where I'm at right now. And like I said, don't have any kids except 25, well, all of us are on commission. And that was But, so I don't have a whole lot to say in that regard. It's good to see as many of you here as there are. It's too bad there couldn't have been more. Henrik's really, he's the same as he was in high school, except, well, we've been friends ever since, it's been a long time, very long time. And all, of course, everybody I grew up with, some of you, I got to know you better either in school, but ever since we were kids. So, he's a good guy, very good guy. And that's what I say.
I live in California, hey. It's because I haven't been married. Never been married. I haven't even been up to bed. Are you kidding me? Grandkids? I'm going to get out of the dugout. Get up to and maybe by the next reunion, how many years is that from now? 5. I think a miracle can happen in 5 years. If it does, I'm going to rent one. I even thought of doing this. I was going to talk some 21-year-olds to come down. Some guys talked me out of it when I told them. I wish I'd have done it now. I'm all man, never been married. I don't have any kids. But we've been. You're still single, right? You're rich.
But I'm great.
No, I live in California. I went down on a mission right after it was over. I love to visit here, and I probably will live here later on one day. But I live in California. The weather's great. I love it down there. In the middle of winter, you can go surfing, or you can go up to the skiing. You can go to the desert. I mean, that's just driving 50 to 80 miles. You can go anything you want, right anywhere. So for me, that's great. Right now, I've always worked for a production company. What we do movies for TV, and a lot of TV shows you see, we do those. We actually produce and film in the whole works. When we do the TVs you see on the movie, we do all that. The hour show you see at the end of the week, it takes
5 days to film it, so they're 40 minutes, because one scene you see, you don't know, it could be done 5 times or 20 times, over and over again. And that you finally pick out of those number which one they like, and they shoot it, and that's when you see it. That one, 2 or 3 minute scene, so that's why it takes, because Hamlin takes so long because of that, over and over again. And at the same time,
All those little names at the end of the show,
that's why you wonder when no one says around, you see all those names, you know. Well, yeah, in some production companies, in some TV shows, you'll see that, you do all those TV shows. And at the same time, I'm auditioning for movies and TVs, and I do some things which you probably will never see up here, and movies that right now are being shown like in Europe, and hopefully they make it over here, or sometimes they make it straight to video, you know, cheap stuff. But,
Well, I heard that you were kind of behind the scenes on Baywatch.
Oh, really? Are you one of the guys running down the beach?
No, that's the answer is no. But you know that, and Baywatch have that older lifeguard, that Baywatch, he and I auditioned for the same part one time. You see, actors I see on TV, sometimes you see them sitting there next to some guys you see on TV all the time, we audition for the same parts, they don't get it either, so that makes me feel good. Really, a lot of name actors see on TV shows was doing the same thing, and this is how it's done. They get 50 pictures, one production name, 50 pictures for a commercial, or 100 they go, yes, no, this is a picture, yes, no. Out of those yeses, they call those their agents, the agents call the actor, and they send those, out of those maybe 50, they audition for a commercial or TV part. Of those 50, they'll call back maybe 10, out of those 10, the one gets a part. So even a few lines you see, 1 or 2 lines you see, you think nothing happened, went through the whole process. I mean, that's how that's shot. So, well, I don't have a class, I don't have a school I teach, but we teach people how to fight. I teach people how to fight, it's called shoot fighting. And you teach people how to fight, shoot fighting. You teach people how to fight standing up and how to fight on the ground. So that's what I do also.
And if somebody fights, they go, shoot!
and it's the type of fight you see like those little old bar fighting, you ever see those in videos? That's what we do, that's what we actually teach people how to fight. Everything goes except for like biting and gouging, but that's what we actually teach people. As a freshman, that week, remember Steve Allen? Okay, he picked a fight with me that first week, and he said, meet me at the gym tomorrow and we'll put on gloves. Now, I'm new, I weigh 125 pounds, he plays tackle on the football team. I thought, the whole school was there, everyone, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be so embarrassing. But unfortunately, he didn't know that I was already a fighter. So I hit him a few times, blood started spurting. And from that time forward, he was my best buddy. And everyone knows, hey, Domingo.
Those guys got to
Take about 2 or 3. Do they all fit in there?
Look, Reed, I can't see you.
Alright, they're not going to work. Hey, that's okay. Just take it like in twos, 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds.
You want me to light it? Oh, no. Do it again.
Reed, why don't you back up?
You want me to lie down there and pretend like I'm an island? Hawaii theme?
Get in there, we can't see you.
Suppose it was okay, guys.
Come on, Paul, in front of Reed.
You gotta back up, huh?
All say cheese at once.
Cheese at once.
Whiskey.
If you want to look young, stand next to an old person.
Oh, all right.
Everybody is laughing.
I'm going to show you some serious dancing. we're gonna rock this joint. It's time to party!
Boom, 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 now let me hear you say, well. I say, boom, 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 now what we about to say, well. Boom, 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 now let me hear you say, well. I say, boom, 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 now what we about to say, well. I say, boom, 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 now let me hear you say, well. I say, boom, 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 now what we about to say, well. There it is. It's the Alta Class. Back in the room. Ready to rock the world with the boom. So I hope you can stand the vibration, because we're about to rock the entire nation. Alright? Here we go! I say boom boom boom, now let me hear you say well. I say boom boom boom, now what we about to say well. I say boom boom boom, now let me hear you say well. I say boom boom boom, now what we about to say well. Boom boom boom, now let me hear you say well. I say boom boom boom, now what we about to say well.
That's all for now.
In a few moments, we are going to show you the masterful way to dance to rap. Just have to get myself situated. And we will show you how the master works dancing the rap way. Sleeves are a little long for my arms. I'm getting there. Is the rap word for Now, we show you how we dance to rap. We just gotta get my music going. Now we dance.
Let me see how that
It's August 7th, 1999, and we're out just northwest of Farson, Wyoming. We're going to dedicate a monument to all the pioneers who may have died on the way, including James Birch, which is my great-great-grandfather. We're going to pull some hand carts and some wagons. This is the original trail right here. You can see the wagon ruts. We're going to walk along that trail and then dedicate the monument up there. There's Ted and Vera and Dale. the hand carts, and some other relatives. Any relative of James Birch gets to participate in this. And they're hooking up the horses to the wagon.
Make it kind of short.
In the rain.
Way up to there. This isn't so bad, is it?
Are we going uphill?
Smile!
Did you take a picture of mine?
Hi. We made it to our destination. Here they are digging the grave, supposedly of James Birch, but of all the pioneers who died.
And we appreciate it quite a bit. We're doing something real different here today for a BLM trail dedication. We're going to bury a couple of coffins right behind me. Now, we've been planning this for a couple of years, and probably the most frequently asked question I've been asked is, who's in the coffins? And when we tell folks no one,
Birds and people that were historians on the trail to help me look for this grave. It wasn't until the summer of '96 when I called Mike Brown and he returned my phone call that we found someone to help us. I know many of you have looked for the grave and come out and have walked the desert. Mike and Terry have been wonderful to come and look at what we thought were graves to help us in our search as we tried to find the grave, the final resting place of James Birch. Mike told you kind of what happened. We were thrilled to be part of this monument here that honor not just James Birch, but all of those pioneers. The money that went to these monuments came not from us, but from all of you who were here, and those contributions that you made to James Birch. He would grow to manhood and help to achieve his father's dream. Of all the trials that the pioneers faced, lack of water, lack of food, dust, cold, rain, wind, insects, all of those things, those final goodbyes must have been the very hardest of their trials. As that first handcart company reached Salt Lake, we heard last night about how Brigham Young came out, and the brass band came out, and the crowds came out, well, to celebrate this joyous occasion. But I can't help but imagine what it must have been like for Richard Birch, as he came out to meet that handcart company and searched the crowd for those faces, and found that there was a face missing. His father was there, Mary Ann was there, but his brother, that he hadn't seen for all those years, didn't quite make it. Must have been a very poignant, sad, and happy moment for that family as they finally reached Salt Lake.
This is the reenactment of a family that would be coming along that would lose a loved one and end up burying them on the trail. If Kaylin has not already mentioned, this is in commemoration of James Birch, who died along the trail. His family then went on to Salt Lake, and on Kaylin's dad's mother's side, she was a Birch.
here for the internment of two of our members of our family, a man we have traveled with for so many miles. We're here to say goodbye in our final condolences. The memories of Ephraim Lengel, and Mildred Andrews. Didn't know what it was like to have to cook for him, because the man could not find the proper end of the pot. You see his clothes go to tatter, finally come to his shed for his rescue to help him sew. They're helping with the everyday aspects of life. Ephraim was a good man, good husband. And I watched these women's hearts break as he took sick, quietly died. Mildred died. You got a child coming to you with a lot of spirit in her soul. Every time you looked around that child, Lord, she had more energy than we could figure about. After a long day, looking back on it now, we understand that it was just Mildred trying to relieve the tension, trying to make it so her brothers and sisters had something to laugh about on this trail that could be awful long. Very, very boring to a child. Please forgive her for her smoke.
We're a few miles west of Farson, Wyoming, here on the Mormon and Oregon Trail. This is looking east towards Farson. These are the, I guess this actual trail. This is now looking west. It's a trail that goes on through the sagebrush, where the pioneers came in this area back in the 1840s and 50s and 60s, I guess. I've taken video of Dean and Karma Ricks and Dell and Vera Raybold and Ted Mortensen and Caitlin and Benjamin and Joseph, who are here commemorating this graveside service for a couple of pioneer immigrants that were buried along the trail. And this monument here with all these markers, it was contributed by the James Birch family.
Go hence and be no more seen. Mildred traveled south.
This is a ceremony of which the family would do after they'd bury him. They'd each throw some dirt. Part of the commemoration, they're letting people pull hand carts for about a half a mile down the Oregon Trail. This is Kaylin and Joseph. This is to give perspective of the view that those in the back of the company have. Scenery never changes, what I heard.
Uh-huh.
We're still here at the Birch commemoration, but I want to make a comment about an experience I had yesterday as Joseph and I were coming along the freeway up to Rock Springs, headed to New Fork Boy Scout camp to get Benjamin. As I'd look out along the country, which is just like this, that being the Oregon Trail, I reflect upon the story in Grandpa Amos's book about the time when he and some others were sent back to try to catch up to some that had gone back to the east to help out other pioneers. And the experience that they had of where they'd walk along country like this until they just couldn't walk anymore, and then they'd just sleep. When they ran out of food, they'd have to stay and hunt around until they'd find food. And a deep feeling of appreciation came over me as I was cruising along at 75 miles an hour in an air-conditioned vehicle, listening to music on the CD, and I could look out into the territory there and kind of in my mind's eye see these men as they were just walking along through the sagebrush like this, and caused me to gain greater understanding and appreciation as to the sacrifices that they made, not to mention those that, as they, the experiences that all of them had as they went west. Anyway, I wanted to put that on tape while we were here along the Oregon and Mormon Trail. We now finished the handcart track. So this is looking south. Now we're headed back to the cars.
Rexburg, I'll be there in about 5 minutes.
We're at Smith Park in Rexburg, Idaho, having a Forland and Grace Mortensen family reunion. After this ceremony up in Wyoming.
Trevor and Brody and Weston
say, I don't want to go here.
When Dean and Carmen left, got their things.
All right?
Guilty!
She hasn't played since she retired, since they retired her number in high school. Oh, look at that. Good shot. Look out! Oh, sorry, he wasn't looking. He was hit you in the head. Look, I'm serving. Get it this time, you white mom. Julie, next time, get it. This is I know. Sorry. Yep, you can't play if you're going low. Okay, Natalie. It sounded like it did, but it didn't. No, it didn't. This red ball.
That was out. Hey, Dad.
You guys get your hair wet?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, it did.
That was mine.
I should have let you have it.
This is a shot of Trevor's scooter. Yeah, get in as close as you can because then you can have...
How come I see yellow in this one, Paula? How come I see yellow in this one?
That's the middle.
You want your hat?
From Detroit down